Hey guys, first video. Said I'm going to do this for a while, and I've been meaning to, but yeah, it's kind of scary. Upload something on YouTube, but then again, I've got to the point where I'm actually missing out on my own stuff. I'm forgetting names of things and so on and so forth. And I thought, there's no document for me. So essentially, this is going to be me just speaking my mind about my fruit tree yard. It's probably going to have to be in two parts. First part, I'm going to show you the we'll call it stone fruit, citrus, figs, some of the tropical fruits too, and then the second zone will be my little microclimate that I'm trying to create. So essentially we'll just start here. Along the pool fence, there's a seedling avocado there that I'll probably do some grafting on. It's got a few nice branches, so I could probably get away with 4 or 5 different varieties. I've got a custard apple that needs to go on the ground. Pax are prolific. Dragon fruits along the fence. Big rock melon patch. Watermelon patch back here. It's loaded with fruit. I've had the lawn cut today, so it's not looking the best, but yeah, not looking too bad either. Sun's going down, so probably should be reasonably quick about it. We'll start over here in this section. Obviously got some big old beautiful palm trees. My parents owned this property. They've owned it for about 40 years. And now I live here now. We've got a longan to start with. So this is about 6 feet tall. It's grown a lot this summer. There's this big old tree here that had died and was leaning over the house. So had it chopped down, which has brought a lot of sunlight in. And it's looking really healthy. They didn't put it in the best place. These palm trees and so on and so forth, they block out a lot of the sunlight for it in the morning. But since that tree's gone down, it does get some afternoon sun. So looking good. We've got a white sapote. This is a seedling, but I mean, I've had some white sapotes grafted, and honestly, I feel like this one's better. It's got barely any bitterness in the skin. It's quite yellow. Almost goes like a pineapple color. Absolutely delicious. Very leggy because this tree here was blocking so much sunlight, but now that it's opened up, you can see it's just starting to spread out. I don't mind the tallness of the tree, and for some reason the parrots don't eat it. We've got a notorious parrot here called the 28, or we call it 28, local name for it, and they will not give us one single fruit. And you'll probably hear them in the background throughout the video. This is their favorite hunting time. This is a seedling grown avocado. I thought it was really interesting when I grew it. I do some of my own grafting, and this one had some really interestingly big leaves on it. And yeah, it's been in the ground for about a year, and it's growing really well. It doesn't get a lot of attention, a lot of love, and it's thriving. So I'm gonna leave it. It's got some nice red growth on it, and it's absolutely speckled. So probably a Guatemalan type. Grown from a reed seedling. So this is the vegetable garden. Me and my brother actually built this around 20 years ago now from jarrah log ends. And yeah, it's still holding up pretty good. It's starting to splay a little bit, but it's 3 or 4 feet off the ground, makes it easy to grow. So got a big bed of potatoes. Obviously this is focused on fruit trees, but huge big king magnolia here. It'd be close to 10 meters. Let's say 7 meters in the air now. Pretty big tree. Pumpkin vines, tomatoes, zucchinis. What else? Yeah, we go basil, all that stuff. Lettuce, it's going to seed. Dill. Yeah, this is just a quick rundown. Pumpkin vine is loaded with pumpkins. There's about 10 on this one vine, and then there's a couple of really cool looking orange ones over here. We've got a imperial mandarin seedless, a orange, I think that's a Valencia. Got a little feijoa grove here, about 10 different feijoas, all wedged into this area under some big old marri tree, peppermint tree, and a jarrah tree above the peppermint tree. You can see it doesn't get a whole lot of sunlight in the middle of the day, obviously. Seedling grown cherimoya. This thing's probably 3-4 years old now. Grew it from a seed 4 years ago. It's been in the ground for 3 years probably. It's looking pretty good. It's about 4.5, 5 feet high now, and pretty healthy. It's getting a little bit more sunlight because we've had some pruning done. I cut back some trees in here that had kind of gone and died back, or were on the process of dying back. And it's got more sunlight than before. Still not enough, but it's better than nothing. Lemon tree, absolute star of the yard. Never stops producing lemons all year round, through winter, through everything. It's just always got ripe lemons on it. This is a Tahitian lime, I think. Tahitian, yeah, pretty sure. Once again, looking pretty good, loaded with limes. We got a navel orange. There's quite a lot of fruit on it, as you can see. I'll just take you a bit closer. It doesn't get, like I said, this area doesn't get a lot of sunlight. I'm refusing to cut down those beautiful trees, so I sacrificed that at the sake of having some nice bush. We've got a ruby blood orange, about a year old, growing really well. I would say I do love a good blood plum, and I love my citrus, so you'll see a bit of that. Here we've got another orange tree. I gave it a little prune the other day. Hasn't never grown well, this one. Don't think it likes its spot, but in recent times I've been getting extra water, and I'm not surprised to see it starting to shoot some new growth. But this thing, surprisingly, it's probably one of the worst growing plants in the yard. It's been in the ground for 3 years or so. Here we have a pear tree that is absolutely loaded with pears. Covered in pears. Must be, I don't know, a few hundred in here. Old pear tree. My parents grew that, and it's probably 40 years old now, actually. Big apricot tree. Finished with the apricots, a few months ago now. Around December, like middle of December, we'll pick those. A nectarine, once again, not really sure of the variety. Should have taken paid more attention back in the day, but I didn't. Pretty decent amount of fruit set, but yeah, once again, this area of the garden doesn't get a lot of sun. As you can see, these trees are quite big. We've got a Satsuma plum. Big tree. It has an insane amount of growth every summer and an insane amount of fruit. So this year I've made 15 kilos of plum jam, and the tree is still absolutely loaded with fruit. And unfortunately, it's been quite windy. We can't eat all the fruit, and a lot of it falls on the ground, and the ants get it or whatever. But there's still plenty of fruit to go around. Huge curry tree. Yeah, looking good actually. It's probably 9 feet tall. I'm 6'4", it's a lot taller than me. And we love to cook, so we use that to make dal. We use that to make some Indian curries. This is another old peach tree, producing a lot of fruit. It's 40 years old, so it's a bit sick. It's still coming back. I've been feeding a lot of water this summer, and it seems to have rebounded, but you can see it's absolutely loaded with fruit. Unfortunately, with the 28s here, these trees need to be netted before they've even got fruits. So the 28s will actually eat the flowers of the fruits before they even make fruit. So we have to net the trees when they're still flowering, otherwise we won't get any fruit. But yeah, you can see pretty prolific for an older tree. And these things are absolutely delicious, and a late ripening variety, so do quite like those. We've got a Harvard blood plum. I keep saying blood plum, but a Harvard blood orange. This is I don't actually know. I think it's a seedling pomegranate. This is probably the first year I've not seen the parrots eat the fruit at this stage, or even the flowers. They love the flowers. And I don't know why. The Mary bloom is out. So we're in Western Australia in the Margaret River region, and we get one of the world's biggest flower shows, which makes it one of the world's great regions for honey growing, or honey harvesting, I suppose, whatever you call it, honey farming. Yeah, it's the whole trees are covered in very nectar-rich flowers. And so the parrots during this period of time, they're quite nice on my fruit trees. Got another navel orange here. That's about a year old. It's growing really well. It's from Bunnings. You know what they're like, the plants from Bunnings, not very big when you get them. So you can see how much it's grown. It's looking really healthy. Another imperial seedless mandarin. That's probably 4 years old. This one, also the same time planted as this one here. It's about, a year old. Been in the ground for a year, maybe a bit older as a plant, obviously. So when I say a year old, I mean a year in the ground. Got a March flyer, so give me one moment. Thank you. Gone. I just gave this a big prune back. Had a bit of an aphid problem. I have a real problem here with the bush. We've got bracken, and the bracken is just relentless. It is a rhizome fern that just pushes and pushes and pushes, and things pop up. I rip this out the next day. That's probably about, 5 days old, and it's already starting to grow. This is the one here. And you just got to keep going, keep pulling it out. Whip snipping doesn't do much to keep them at bay, so it's more of a manual labour job to keep the bush back. And it's just tough work. So this is a food forest inside of a forest, basically, and that has its own problems, but also has its benefits. Beneficial insects and things like that live in the bush as well. We've got a African Pride custard apple I just chucked in the ground maybe a week ago. It's got new growth, but coming from the nursery, they're not well conditioned to being in the direct sun. We do get hot days here. Average temperature is probably around 31, 32 degrees, around 90, 95 for Americans. Lows every night. Gets pretty chilly at night time, almost every single night, probably around 14, 13 at night time. Sometimes it's warmer, sometimes it's even colder. I remember a night recently, it was 6 degrees, and that's in summer. So we get the hot days, probably, average 31, 32. Never really get over 40, never really get below 25 in summer. We do have problems. As you can see, this is a kangaroo affected plum tree. Another one here that's kangaroo affected, and you can actually see directly where they can reach and where they cannot reach. Don't know what the names of the varieties are. I think that's a Satsuma or a Mariposa. There's another plum tree that just gets absolutely annihilated by the bush and by the... I tried to fence the area off a couple of years ago, and it was very unsuccessful because the kangaroos just bounced through the fence and broke it all down. They don't really think there's a fence in the middle of the bush, but then, a kangaroo going at 40 k's an hour just destroyed my fence, and I've just left it there. It's a bit lazy of me to do, but at the same time, it's like I've got so much work to do as it is with this garden that, it's just, you just have to find things that you sacrifice. And so I'll get that eventually. And I've used parts of it to make a different section where my tropicals are over there. This is a donut peach. Need to take the net off, but once again, it stops the kangaroos from eating it, so it's a tough choice. Secondary donut peach. Do love the donut peaches. The one's a yellow fleshed interior, white fleshed interior on this one. Gave this a really hard prune back. Had terrible curly leaf this year, so decided to sacrifice and just give it water. Try to bring it back. It's not the healthiest tree. It's just, these trees don't get any water at all. So they kind of just deal with whatever they do. Very dry here. We have very wet winters. Last year we had 1.1 meters of rain in winter over about a 6-month period, and then for 6 months it doesn't rain at all. So we haven't had rain for about 3 months at this point. We've got a fruit punch mango. First of the tropicals that you'll see. I had this given to me in a pot about a year ago. It stayed in the pot through winter. Terrible choice. And it just got really wet feet and didn't like it at all. And it was slowly dying. And I was trying to bring it back in the pot, and then I was like, I'm just going to put it in the ground. And fortunately, it seems like it's taken off. There's a new bud. I don't know if you can see that, but it has started to recover. And it's only been in the ground for about a month. Surprising how well things do in the ground. Another March fly. Give me one moment. Missed it. Got it. Also growing some rock melons. I think these actually might be a Spanish variety of honeydew. I can't actually remember the name. Maybe Hawaiian Bliss, I think. A couple of rock melons on there. Yeah, there's a few. There's four on this one plant. Not bad. Actually, there's 5. Yeah, 5. Not too bad. Small plant, but very highly productive. An old plum tree. I'm just using these right now as dragon fruit trellises, or trying to. But none of them, I think, I just need to do a better job of tying them up and having them grow around the tree. This tree here, actually, I'll just quickly mention this before we move on. So this is a golden queen peach tree that I purchased about 3 months ago from Bunnings as a probably 1.5 foot tall tree. And it has absolutely grown insanely well this year, or through the early part of summer. It's now about 6 feet tall. So yeah, highly recommend the vigorous golden queen peach. I don't know what rootstock it's on, but whatever it's on is absolutely crushing it. So yeah, I expect quite a lot of fruit off that next year, and it's only 3 months in the ground. So probably the most vigorous fruit tree that I've ever planted, I'd say. Absolute killer, and supposedly they're delicious. Old plum tree doesn't produce plums anymore. That'll get top worked at some point. Moving on. Okay, we've got a gala apple that I put in the ground maybe a week ago. You can see there's no reticulation on this yet. I do have reticulation everywhere else, and everything's on sprinklers. They've got our own little individual sprinklers, not on drip. This is a Wampy, seedling Wampy, no name. It's growing pretty good. It's been in the ground for about 3 years, maybe 4 years now. It was tiny when I got it, barely past the pot. I put the pot around it to stop rabbits from eating around the base. They absolutely seem to love this, although the rabbit problem seems to have gone away in the last couple of years. Not sure why, but they're not paying as much attention. A navel orange I pruned back, pretty heavy. Once again, because we're so close to the bush here, the afternoon sun doesn't get in here a lot. As the sun travels this way, that's the northern part of the sky. We've got the paddock over here, but we've got some big, huge trees. I mean, these trees probably don't look big on camera, but they're carry trees, and they're all good 35, 40 meters tall. So yeah, gave this a really good prune back, get some airflow in it. Because it's not getting a whole lot of sunlight, pests seem to love this tree more than anything else. Another mandarin, seedless, not a lot of fruit on it. Once again, you can see why. Trees block out the afternoon sun. It's only getting sun from probably, I don't know, say the sun starts to hit the orchard around 7 in the morning, and it's probably not getting any sun by the time it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The Wampy's looking good, new growth. Really, this year's really taken off. Most of the tropicals seem to take a few years to settle in before they really take off, at least here. Yeah, this is a Hawaiian guava, purple one. And this is probably 6 months old, growing well. I'd say it's, a couple more years and I should be able to get some fruit off that. More apple trees, Jonathan. I actually have a breeding program for apples that I'm starting. I've got some red-fleshed seedlings growing. Red-fleshed apple seedlings, and I'm going to be taking some of these older varieties like the Anna and the Jonathan and crossbreeding. We've got Golden Delicious, Red Delicious, Sundowner, Granny Smith, all that sort of stuff. All chucked in the ground just this year, and I've been working really hard to chuck stuff in the ground this year and get stuff going, because we all know how long it takes to grow a tree. And yeah, the sooner you get it done, the better, I guess. But it is a lot of work. We've got a Maestro mandarin here, been in the ground for about 2 weeks. We've got a Wampy, another one. This one is the Guy Sam from Daly's. It's actually was tiny when I got it, probably half that size, so almost doubled in size this summer. It's been in the ground for about 3 months. A achacha surrounded by some chili plants. not doing good. Too much sun. It's getting really sunburnt, and no, it doesn't matter how much water I give to it. Just doesn't want to seem like put on new growth. We have a midnight pomegranate here. It's black pomegranate. This is also from Dailies, and I got it. It was probably not even, maybe a foot tall, and now it's probably 4 feet tall off the ground and nice and bushy, looking healthy. I got the plum tree with more dragon fruits attached to it. The dragon fruits don't really get a lot of water, hence the skinny growth, and also a lot of sunlight. I've just hacked back some of the foliage off the old plum tree, so maybe they'll start to grow a bit better now. Still, I mean, those dragon fruits I put in the ground 1 year ago, so they're not growing badly at all. Most of them are just cuttings that I just put in the soil, and they've just, I just let them grow in a way. I'm not too concerned about what they look like or whatever it is. Here we have, obviously, normally these plum suckers would be absolutely destroyed by kangaroos. For some reason this year, maybe it's the wet winter we had, there's a bit more grass in the paddocks or something, I don't know why, but yeah, like normally I'll just leave these things as like snacks for the kangaroos, hoping to keep them away from my trees that I like. But this year it's just actually growing and becoming a plum tree, which I need to get on top of if the kangaroos don't get to it soon. We've got pomegranates here. We've got macadamia, probably 2 years in the ground, looking healthy, really bushy, nice growth. Pomegranates, these are all Rosso-Java, Azerbaijani cuttings. Don't know what they are. I just chucked them in the ground. There's a few here, and yeah, this area doesn't get a lot of attention, which is why I've got pomegranates growing here, because pomegranates, I just give them water and they grow, and they don't need a lot of work. Another Tahitian lime. Okay, getting to the first real trees. This is a king Thai mango, been in the ground for about a year. Not even a year, actually, around 8 months. I bought this at the end of last summer, chucked it in the ground over spring, so around March last year. 10 months, so it's been around about 10 months. It's grown a lot this summer. You can see where it's grown. You can see the old leaves and where the new leaves are. Looking really healthy. New buds have just shot out. Growing some watermelons underneath it. And yeah, it's got a few watermelons on it. I tend to, wherever the water is, I tend to add things in to try to make, life. As you can see, everything except the trees is dead. And that's because it's just so dry. Like I said, no rain for 3 months. What else? Okay. What they call a black English mulberry, which I don't think it's a black English mulberry. I've bought countless of these, and there's only one mulberry that I know is a black English mulberry, and it's absolutely chunky and delicious and kind of hairy, but this one isn't. Although it does have the black buds, you can see. I still don't think it is. And it's just in the wrong spot. So this summer, I'm probably going to have to take that out of the ground. And I would rather not have to do that, but that's just the way it's going to be. I think it's just not in the right spot. It's going to shade out. I've got an ace roller cherry here. Florida sweet variety. Another mango. This thing's been absolutely knocked back by kangaroos countless times. Once the dry period of the year sits in, it doesn't matter. They absolutely love to eat anything green, essentially. And despite how much resin is in mango leaves, they absolutely love it. Another watermelon growing. Yeah, I've got some watermelons on there. What else? Let me show you. Okay, so we got a Coldadam Bordesatenka fig tree. Need to do a better job of covering that with the... One of the good things about the figs here is because of the latex in the figs, the parrots actually don't eat them before they've, started to ripen. And so, yeah, this was a rare fig tree, meant to be absolutely delicious. More pomegranates. I do love pomegranates. A Black Star Patanga, basically Suriname cherry, but the black variety, supposedly really tasty. Grumi Chalma. This has been in the ground for about 3 months. Growing well. That ornamental variety. Another March fly. Give me 1 second, please. They're bloody everywhere at the moment. Grumi Chalma. And do a bit of weeding. Yeah, they're fine. I shot that in before winter, or pretty much as winter started, and didn't care at all. grow really well. Got a African Pride custard apple here, really growing well, and it's only been in the ground for around 6 months. So yeah, I'll give you another look at that. 6 months in the ground, very leggy. I'll show you what it looked like because I've got some other varieties. Actually, it looks like the first custard apple I showed you guys. And you can see how well it's growing. It's really bushed out, chucked on a whole bunch of new growth. I mean, all these branches there, this season's growth. It'll be 6 feet tall now, looking really healthy and green. So yeah, there's another shot of the watermelons. Looking good, growing well. There's a red velvet pomegranate, looking also really healthy. Got that at the same time as the Black Midnight. Here we've got a Paxton Prolific custard apple. Definitely not as vigorous or not growing as well as the African Pride. Maybe that's part of the leaf size. The leaf size seems a lot smaller. But, you know, it's looking good. Putting on new growth. I need to pick up one of those branches off the ground and stake it or something. What else? Okay, we'll go over here quickly. We've got a BNR. So I bought a Negro Ramada fig tree, which is a variegated fig, as you can see, that actually has, instead of the panache or the panache fig, as some people call it, it actually goes red. And you can see the start of that just there. It has a red flesh. So it starts out looking like a panache and then becomes very red, and it's absolutely delicious. Probably one of the best figs in the world. And also extremely rare. I might have the biggest one in Australia, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen one as big as mine anyway. So yeah, I have 2 of these, and there's one that's even bigger. I'll show you that later. That's going to be part of the tropical section. Here we have another custard apple, Paxton Prolific. No, what is this actually? African Pride. No, Paxton Prolific. Okay. You can see it looking healthy, although I did find the wind and the need to stake it. Yeah, I just ripped this off. A bit disappointing, but at the same time, the custard apples seem to grow so quickly and so well here that I'm not too worried about it. Purple Vigilante fig. That's transplanted. Took it out in an area which wasn't growing well. Moved it, another March fire. They're bloody bastards this time of the year, I'll tell you. Scared him off, didn't even kill him. He'll be back. Golden Apricot custard apple, or Adamoya. Yeah, looking pretty healthy in my opinion. Only put it in the ground 3 weeks ago now. Obviously got some burn from the nursery. It goes straight into full sun. Yep, he's back. There he is. Got him. Okay, quickly, it's getting long. We'll do part 2 of the tropical section, which you'll see in the area behind me. This is a bunch of apple trees. I don't know if I should show you. These have been in the ground for about 3 months. No, 2 months maybe. These ones are about a month. All different varieties. Pink Lady. Yeah, like I said, Sundowner, Lady Williams. This is a Maru passion fruit. Persimmon. Some reason it's flowering now, which is a very strange time for it to flower, but that's the way it is around here. Sometimes things do odd stuff, and the parrots will get those. They'll eat them when they're not much bigger than this. You can see the fruit size. Oh, they'll get them around that size, so I don't expect to get anything. This is my tropical section. As you can see, fenced off so the parrots don't get in there. Tropical section with the ginormous BNR fig in the middle. That was meant to be a slow growing BNR. They're meant to be slow growing trees, so I decided to give it some protection and put it in the fenced off area. But yeah, now it's probably about 5 meters tall and absolutely taking over everything. It does offer some shade, but we'll go to that section in the next video. Hicks Fancy Mulberry, not a big fan. Don't really love mulberries in the wrong spots, and I'll put this one in the wrong spot. And it's just, yeah, I think you got to be careful with mulberry trees if you're from an area without a lot of space, because this is being cut back to its stump already once this summer, and we cut back again, and it will grow this fast again. So be careful. And the Ace Roller Cherry, it's Florida Sweet as well. Not sure about it. Never had one before. Haven't heard great things. I think it's one of the better varieties though, supposedly a lot sweeter. Yeah, I've got a bloody avocado here, seedling, that got really sunburnt. White Adriatic fig that I'm deliberately not watering and keeping small because I'm going to transplant this. It's just in a bad spot. And yeah, we live and learn, right? That's what the whole point in growing things is. I'll just give you a quick rundown. We'll go through the last bit quickly. It's getting dark. Beautiful afternoon, but it is getting dark. Yeah, we've got a yellow cherry guava, the pineapple flavoured one. It's absolutely loaded with fruits. Like I said, this year the parrots haven't been as bad as they normally are. I think that's just because of how much Mary flower and how much native flower is on at the moment that they're leaving things alone. And yeah, here we have an Alfonso mango. Odd shaped tree when I got it, but you take what you can get in Western Australia. There's not a whole lot of variety, so wouldn't have chosen this one from a nursery if I had a choice, but it's growing well. It just gets a little bit sunburnt, as you can see. Yeah, a little bit sunburnt, but you know, I think it'll survive. Not too much of an issue there, so I might have to upload twice. Yeah, here's a KP mango. Just gave this a trim back the other day. It's fruiting for the first time, or I'm allowing it to fruit for the first time, but it has some issues. The fruit sizes, I got big hands. I'm 6'4", and maybe that looks smaller than it is, but it's not bad size. Still got time. Obviously, we're in not the climate for growing tropical fruits, being in the southern part of Australia. Despite having the same latitude as Sydney, we don't have any humidity at all. It's very dry, which isn't great for tropical fruits, and that's my effort with the next section that you'll see. But yeah, we've got this big split in the trunk. Someone knows about mango trees, and if that's normal, please tell me. Don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. Not sure what's going to happen with it. We got macadamia. These things are absolutely huge, and part of the reason this mango tree, it's been in the ground for 5 years or so, isn't bigger is because yeah, these things had overgrown. Like they'd taken out, they were extended over here, you know, like this big. So I came through the ladder and then took off all the branches that were pushing out to the left here, and kind of giving this no morning sun, because that's where the sun comes up in the morning. It's almost directly over that angle. These are loaded with fruit at the moment. Got big nuts on it. Got some big conas. Old Bosque pear tree. No fruit this year. Had a year off. It's absolutely laden with fruit normally. Yeah, so I think we'll leave it there. A couple of other small things, you know. We've got little Valencia Pride orange midnight seedless, as they call it. And then yeah, we've got my section, my tropical section, which I'm going to leave for next video. I'll give you a preview. Charwell avocado. Also taking a year off fruit. Last year I had. It's probably, yeah, this will be its 4th year in the ground. No, 5th year in the ground. 2021 I planted this. It was a small, tiny tree. Now it's about, it must be 15 feet wide. I've kept it pruned low, or trying to keep it pruned low, but you can see all the new shoots. That's a little preview for the next section. We got the pomegranate section over there. We'll call that the part 2 video. If you like this video, guys, give me a subscribe. This is going to be more of I'm just trying to, document this for myself so that I've got something to follow and not forget all the varieties names, basically. So George, you might appreciate that. I don't know. It might be the only way that I can go back sometimes. I feel like I'm going to lose all the tags to fruit trees, and I need to document them before I forget everything. So yeah, if you guys like this, please give me a subscribe, give it a like. There's not many people in WA doing this. If you are keen, or you want to, collaborate or do something cool, let me know. All right, guys. Peace.